What's up, you guys? It's Shemaine here. Welcome back to my channel. So I have this really fun look that I came up with a little pop of color, which I absolutely love. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this look, definitely keep on watching. And as I always say, before you do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Show your girl some love, please. And yeah, so definitely keep on watching if you want to see how I got this look. Alright, so as always, I'm starting off with a transition shade. So the shade that I pointed out to was the shade in my Jaclyn Hill by Morphe palette, which I absolutely love. It's so diverse. If you do not have that palette, I would highly recommend you get this palette just because it's so versatile. It's good for traveling because it has pretty much all the colors that you'll need in it. So yeah, I really like this palette. So this next color, I'm actually going over top of that brown transition shade, and that was like that deeper yellow shade. I'm just going right over top of that just to kind of add a little bit more of a yellow tone to that transition. So that's actually what you just see me doing here. Okay, so here I am taking that terracotta shade again. This is in the same palette, and I am taking a Morphe more tapered blending brush for this portion of the look, and I am just placing that a little bit below the transition shade that I just applied. And actually what I'm doing here, as you can see, is I'm taking that color and I am very lightly applying that and then going in circular motions just to blend that out. So I'm not going directly into my crease area or my eye socket area. I am just placing that slightly above it. And then if you do notice at the end of my eye, I am just kind of pulling that eyeshadow out. As I've said before, it does help elongate the eyes a little bit, especially because I have smaller eyes and they are hooded as well. I find that it just kind of helps elongate that eye by just kind of dragging it out a little bit further. Alright, so for this next part, I'm just going to speed past because I have cut my crease in numerous videos that I have recorded before in the past. I've said this a million times as well, that I find that me cutting my crease just kind of helps because I have hooded eyes, but that's totally optional, especially if you just kind of prefer not to cut your crease. That's perfectly fine. But here I'm just taking some concealer, my LA Girl Pro Concealer in medium beige with a flat synthetic brush, and I am just cutting my crease. And then as always, I do go back in with some translucent powder and I just set that all in place. Alright, so once I've done that, I'm actually reaching for my Fenty Beauty Killawatt highlighter that is in Me, Money, and Hustler Baby, and I'm taking that shade right there, applying it with some Fix Plus on a flat synthetic brush by Morphe, and I'm actually just using that as my eyeshadow today. So I'm just going to pack that really well on the lid, which I actually really like how it turned out. This highlighter has become one of my favorites so far. So I just thought that I kind of switch it up a little bit and apply it on the eye. next what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a makeup wipe and I'm actually just cleaning up on the sides of my eye there. But when I did do that, I just kind of created like a wing liner type of look, which I actually really liked. I didn't intend for the look to kind of come out that way, but I really liked it once I did start to wipe away that product. So here you just see me doing that on the other eye as well. Alright, so reaching for my Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette, I'm taking that shade right there. And I'm actually taking that same synthetic brush by Morphe. And I'm actually just applying this right in the center of that shadow that I had previously placed on there. So I just want to add a little bit of dimension, a little bit of a pop in the center there. So I'm just packing that on directly in the center. Alright, so moving forward, I did go ahead and apply my foundation and my base off camera. And here I am just throwing on my lashes. As always, I love the Ardell Demi Wispies in 120. Those are the most natural, most comfortable lashes that I would prefer. So I'm just using some Duo Lash glue and I'm just applying those lashes on. Alright, so after I'm actually done applying those lashes, I'm going back in with my Jaclyn Hill by Morphe palette, and I am taking that first transition shade that I used on my eyes and I am just sweeping that right underneath the eye. Alright, so for a pop of color, I'm going to take that turquoise color and I'm also using a flat synthetic brush and I'm actually just packing that on the bottom lash line. Just have to be very careful, you know, you definitely don't want any fallout, which I didn't really experience any fallout at all with this particular color. But here I am just sweeping that underneath the eye and then making sure I blend that out very well. Alright, so grabbing that same Killawatt highlighter by Fenty Beauty, I am just applying that as my highlighter. So here, I'm just going to be highlighting the highest points of my cheeks, my cupid's bow, my nose, and then my forehead. And then I'm also going to be taking that same highlighter and highlighting my brow bone as well as my inner tear ducts. Alright, so once I'm done highlighting, I am taking my Huda Beauty lip liner, and that is in Trendsetter, and I am lining my lips. So I will admit I was a little conflicted. I wasn't sure which direction I wanted to go with the lip color. So I did originally reach for my Kylie Cosmetics True Brown lip liner, which I absolutely just did not like with this look. So you actually will see me reach for that shade and kind of just try to figure it out. And then once I was actually looking for another shade, I couldn't find it because I didn't have my contacts in. So right here is actually when I needed to put on my glasses and find what I needed to. So but ultimately what I did end up coming up with is just using my Fenty Beauty Glow Bomb lip gloss. And I just applied that over top of that lip liner that I use. So I really didn't want to do too much with the lips. So yeah, that is pretty much it, you guys, for the look. I actually really like how it turned out. I love that pop of color. I think it's very different for me. I love neutrals, so that pop of color was just perfect, the perfect amount of color. And so yeah, that's it for you guys for the look today. Please, again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Show me some love, you guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.